So I had this great idea because Toro came out with a new product, the precision spray nozzle. I figured, let's give these puppies away. Let's give them away to residential homeowners. But how was I going to do that? How was I going to ensure that they were installed? Figured we'd do it for them. So now I've got a problem. How do I do this without driving all over the city? We'll pick an HOA. Let's do it HOA by HOA. So I brought this idea, I think I brought this idea to John Crossley, and he thought it was a great idea. So we worked with Toro to develop the Great Sprinkler Giveaway program for HOAs. We stole a bunch of Toro propaganda. We staked out the community. We met with the HOA board. Mike Barron and I met with the HOA board. We mailed letters. We hung door hangers in this HOA. We registered participants, and we rounded up volunteers. Toro threw their full support behind this program, and we had 15 experts and John Crossley too. I'm kidding, John. John was the driving force. John and Felicia were the driving force behind this program, and they coordinated a lot of the behind-the-scenes things. I'm not sure that John installed anything that day, but that's probably good, you know. The program was a major success. We had a lot of participation on this day. We could not have done this without Toro's 16, 17 volunteers from the Toro staff that came out and helped. We also solicited the help of Ewing Irrigation, who's the closest irrigation supplier to this neighborhood. Gary with Ewing and his team also supported the installs, and they were a huge support. They even stuck around behind to pick up some of the latecomers after we had closed the doors. So here's the door hanger on the left, and some folks actually doing some installations. So from about 7:30 in the morning to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, our 4 teams competed to complete the most homes that day. At day's end, including Gary's overtime effort, we had installed roughly 65 homes. In about 6 hours, we did 65 homes. At the day's end, we were all pretty beat. Everybody was bedraggled and, you know, a little roughed up. At the debrief a few weeks later, we kind of agreed that this type of program was not sustainable in this fashion. So we sat around a table and we thought of all these ways that we could actually get these nozzles installed. We needed installation help, and we thought about enlisting Boy Scout troops, and that way Mike Barron would have his little nozzle minions who could go around and, you know, install these things for us. You know, Boy Scouts, Motherhood, Apple Pie, and minions. It all goes well. Then the legality of working with the Boy Scouts kind of told us we couldn't do that. It wasn't going to be a problem. It wasn't going to be something that we could do. We thought about partnering with the local landscape contractors who were responsible for the common areas in an HOA, and we'd work with them on that. All these things were requiring considerable resources to orchestrate, to organize. We knew that that efficiency nozzles they were an inexpensive mechanism to save water. We needed to get these things out there. So while I was plotting the overthrow of the world, cross town at the city of Riverside Public Utilities, someone else was conspiring to conduct a more evil plan. Clay Monroe, who's in this room here, he had hatched this idea that solved all of our lack of minion problems, and he made the participants in the program minions of Riverside Public Utilities. Riverside Public Utilities, Western Municipal Water District, and Toro collaborated to develop the freesprinklernozzle.com program for residential and commercial customers within the city of Riverside. By collaborating, I mean Clay did all the work and I sat at my desk. Waited for the state to fix the smelt problem. This program is all web-based. There's no paper associated with the program. The customer doesn't file an application via mail or anything. It's all done online. The July 1 launch was built and billed as a pilot from which we would glean additional information to run this program annually in the spring. We expect to run this program every spring. We expect it to run for 3 months. It had a precedent. Clay runs a program called the Tree Power Program, and that's where he got this brainchild. He hatched this idea, is create a program that the public comes to expect every spring, and it will advertise itself. So here's a shot of the website. Customers sign up for an email voucher. It's good for 25 free nozzles if you're a residential customer, 100 free nozzles if you're a commercial customer. After viewing the videos that are included on the website and some nozzle propaganda stolen from Toro. The customers are emailed a voucher to redeem at one of 3 vendors within the city of Riverside: Ewing Irrigation, John Deere, and Bonnet Irrigation here in town. Customers are required to view the videos. There is no fast forwarding through these. There is no TiVo. They are forced to watch the videos that explain how it works and how to install. Everything all the way down to which, whether it's male or female thread, before they can even move onto the site, before they can even qualify for a voucher. Vouchers are customized for the retail agency. They're customized for either Western or Riverside Public Utilities. We both serve portions of the city of Riverside. It includes the customer's number, includes clearly that it's a residential or a commercial voucher, and how many it's for. It includes, in big print, it includes the expiration date. These vouchers are good for 30 days after you've been propagandized. The annual program joint budget was about $100,000 for the pilot program. We expected to install 50,000 nozzles over this summer, run July 1 through September. We expected to save a little over 200 acre-feet of water a year, which is about 65 million gallons. And I was going to sit back in my office and let Clay manage the whole thing. The program was a wild success. In 3 weeks' time, we blew through the budget. As of this morning, this slide is a couple of days old. As of this morning, we're at 26,000 nozzles redeemed in 3 weeks' time. This program is phenomenal. We have reached the citywide budget. In this program, about 12% of the participation right now is commercial. We expect it to be the other way around. We figured that the commercial landscape contractors would go gangbusters after this. They'd work with their clients and they'd get this thing installed. Turns out it's residential. Nearly 90% of the participation is single-family residential. So this is a good example of a program that people want. It's inexpensive, it's easy to understand, and it has a positive impact on their wallet almost immediately. This program is one of the least costly of all of our efficiency portfolio. It costs us about $90 an acre foot. We buy imported water as high as $811 an acre foot. The return on investment to an agency is 6 months. There is no other investment that an agency makes that has that kind of return on investment. This is a phenomenal program. People want these kinds of programs. So I say Clay, I say we forget 50,000, let's do 1 million nozzles. Perhaps we could launch that statewide, but they don't screw it up. Thank you very much.